Ukrainian military may use weapons supplied by the Netherlands to strike Russian military facilities on the territory of the aggressor country. This was stated by the Minister of Defense of the Netherlands Ruben Brekelmans in an interview with Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung newspaper. The minister also called on other allies of Ukraine to follow this example, noting the compliance of such actions with international law. According to him, international law does not limit the range of defensive strikes.
The right to self-defense does not end 100 kilometers from the border. We have not imposed any restrictions on Ukraine regarding operational range. This also applies to the use of F-16 fighters, which the Netherlands transferred to Ukraine. Ruben Brekelmans, Minister of Defense of the Netherlands, in an interview with the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung.
The partners do not yet have a consensus regarding the lifting of restrictions on Ukraine's use of long-range weapons for strikes against Russia. This was stated by Volodymyr Zelensky. As the president noted, there is no consensus yet, but he remembered how worked on the use of appropriate weapons on the territory of the temporarily occupied Crimea was. There was no consensus then either, but it is important to find the key to at least one country, and then others can step up. We are counting on this. At the same time, they emphasized that Ukraine is working on lifting these restrictions. According to Zelensky, he met with Pentagon Chief Lloyd Austin, German Chancellor Scholz, and German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and also he spoke with French President Emmanuel Macron on this issue. Currently, Ukraine can use self-made drones, unmanned systems, the development of which is now being worked on by the best specialists in our country, in particular representatives of the main Directorate of Intelligence. They already allow striking military facilities of the aggressor state at a distance of up to 1,800 kilometers. Military airfields, which are a source of constant threat to peaceful Ukrainian cities, shudder from air attacks. The entire infrastructure of Russia working for the war has suffered and will suffer losses, Kirill Budanov wrote on Facebook. After all, instead of defending its own, Russia choose to run paths of an unprovoked war and an attack on the lands of a sovereign state. And last night, just such an attack happened. Explosions were heard in 7 regions of Russia, in particular in Moscow. In Ramenskoye district, drones hit 2 residential high-rise buildings. According to the mayor of Moscow, Sobyanin, a fire broke out in one of the buildings on the 11th and 12th floors. I'm sorry, but here I want to quote the permanent representative of Russia at the UN, Nebenza. The tragedy could have been avoided if the government had not placed air defense facilities and heavy weapons in residential areas. Russian media also reported that explosions were heard near the Russian airfields Shaikovka in Kaluga Oblast and Khalina in Kursk. Moscow airports Vnukovo, Sheremetyevo and Domodedovo were closed due to the drone attack. If you see, Russians will not shoot down drones, they fly into airports and military facilities.